you some time, and I wanna spend some time with you.
The hall is full, there are no empty seats. This was the third day of Fantasy on Ice Niigata. The arena is warmer than it was the previous 2 days. Spectators do not freeze in t-shirts. The show is filmed and broadcast live in theaters. This day will be shown on TV on June 27th. There is really no coverage of these days of the show in the media. At the opening, Yuzuru performed a perfect quad toe loop with a leg swing after and a fist up. Was full of explosive energy, even more than the final day in Miyagi. The audience was delighted, shouting like crazy. Yuzuru smiled and apparently said thank you. Joyful, he sang along to the song and hit his chest, turning on the audience. He was very expressive and energetic, even more focused on the audience. Yuzuru looked even cooler than he was yesterday. The movements are very clear and precise. During the program, he kneels on the ice, takes some snow ice and throws them into the air. Shifts weight to one foot and then rises. His movements are very accentuated. At the end, he made the audience clap to the rhythm of the music. After thank you very much he returned, did not want to go backstage. Photo of Yuzuru Hanyu in Fantasy on Ice 2023 artist Fujioka published story on his Twitter page. Yuzuru in costume for his Glam Sky program. Those who came to the arena, those who watched live in theaters, thank you very much. Joined photo with Hanyu Yuzuru-san. His strong performance in History Maker was impressive. Thanks a lot. As a reminder, Dean Fujioka is coming out at the opening of the show The Story Maker. Daisuke Miyahara, an artist with more than 2,700,000 SNS followers, updated Instagram on the 16th. I finally met you, he wrote, and released a 2-shot with figure skater Yuzuru Hanyu. 2 shots of a crumpled face that is too precious. The 2 of them previously performed together in an ice show starring Mr. Hanyu. It seems that they are deepening their friendship from there. We hug each other's shoulders tightly and stick together. Mr. Hanyu squeaked his face and smiled, and Miyahara had an ecstatic expression. From fans to this 2-shot, Yuzu. I finally met you, precious precious, it's good. Yuzu is too precious and I feel dizzy. Seriously cute, this entanglement, a wonderful relationship that makes both fans happy. I can feel happy. Recommended X recommended, precious. I'm excited about Miyahara-kun's happy face and Yuzuru-kun's yoshi-like face. A wonderful smile healed an image full of happiness in this world. Already 2 people have a very nice smile. Really, how close are you? There was a happy reaction. In addition, fans who seem to have been watching on site also posted, "It's nice to meet you. I'm happy to be at the venue at the historical moment." Daisuke Takahashi, 37, who retired from active duty last month for ice dancing and figure skating, appeared on Nippon TV's Mitsuko Kaigi broadcast on the 17th and revealed the suffering he experienced before and after the 2014 Sochi Olympics. After winning 6th place at the Sochi Olympics, which was his 3rd big stage, he decided to retire for the first time at the age of 28. I hated skating very much. Hanyu Yuzuru came out for the last 2 years, but I can't do it well by myself, and I haven't had any grades left, so it was really hard, he recalled. It is said that there was a time when he was drinking like drinking after retirement. I was really drunk at that time. I guess the only time I didn't drink was for 3 days when I was sick. Most of the time, I fell asleep lying on the desk. It was every night like alcohol was spilling, he said with a wry smile. However, after that, he returned to active duty as an ice dancer. I recognized the charm of skating. Talent Mitsuko Deluxe, 51, said, "This person has been crippled once. But I crawled up from there again," he said, and pointed out the change. "It was really fun when I came back and did ice dancing than the old I-chan." Mitsuko said about the future. "Don't you do choreography?" When asked, Takahashi said, "I've done my own choreography once, but I didn't have any ideas at all. If you give me a song, I want to do this too, I want to do that too, and I can't move. I thought it wasn't suitable, he said. Still, Mitsuko said, I want Ai-chan to choreograph it and make my juniors feel bad. It's one of the biggest home words, so it's disgusting. I didn't mind the appeal. Where is the core of Mihara? Simulate and think about the words you say to the players. As you can see from there, sports trainer Shinichi Izumi has been supporting the players while paying enough attention to the mental aspects of the players, or putting his main focus on them. Tomoko Mihara playing FS at the All Japan Championship on December 23, 2017. That's why Izumi strives to know the core of the players when starting support. If it's figure skating, it's a story about what figure skating is for. I'm trying to change the communication depending on how the core is. In supporting Tomoko Mihara from the 2015-2016 season, we explored where Mihara's core is. I want everyone to see it, and I want everyone to really smile and be happy. That's why I'm skating. That was the core of Mihara. I thought I'd focus on that. At that time, my voice was small, so about that part, if it's small even though I want everyone to be happy, isn't it a little different from the purpose? I also talked about that. While creating an opportunity, I thought that I could help Tomoko-chan, saying, I want to show you, I want you to see. It was really hard and really painful. I noticed something while I was supporting it. What I'm told is definitely the type to do. However, there were places where I felt that if I made you think too much, you would get lost. But I want to make a choice to think as much as possible. I didn't say to do it at all, but I think it's better to do this. But what should I do? And, for example, I tried to say it with more definite elements than, Uno, Shoma. After that, Mihara was walking smoothly, but he was hit by a big accident. In January 2017, he announced his absence from the Four Continents Championship due to a hip stress fracture. I waited for my recovery, but I couldn't make it in time and was forced to miss the World Championship. Even after that, the road to return was not easy, and I often suffered from breakdowns. It wasn't an external factor, it was from the hormone. There were not enough nutrients for the amount of practice. When fatigue accumulated due to that effect, it became a stress fracture. I didn't force myself to do anything, so I had to improve it from the nutritional level. Because there were also physical problems unique to women. I received advice from a doctor who pointed out problems such as nutrition and tried to improve it while being taught by a registered dietitian. The time when I couldn't practice on the ice was also not short. My feelings in high school were revived in various ways, and when I revived, I made a menu with the thought that the performance would be better, and she was training. It was really hard and it was really painful, he said. I started training in the morning, had lunch and a little break, and then trained until before the evening. I live every day like that, but I can't go skating. It seems that he was thinking a lot about whether it's really okay to do this. All the training was self-weight, doing with your own weight as a load, but there were more than 500 times of abdominal muscles alone. But she does it exactly. I thought it was amazing, so I have nothing but respect. Among athletes, she is a genius of effort, so I will definitely do it.